Hello, everyone. Welcome to our 20th episode of Chronicles of Vechaunus. Seems like we should be further along, but 20 is a good number. I think, unless anyone has any announcements or anything, which I do not, I think we can just get started. Okay, Chronicles of Vechaunus, Forerunners, Chapter 20, Trouble on the Way. Light's Arsenal has left the comforts of the bright town of Zaghata and are making their way northward to the city of Seadale. Saying their goodbyes and acquiring a fair number of quests for the road, the party is seeking answers to questions, some new and some old. It is now the afternoon of the second day, and their journey and the party and the party must continue a careful vigilance, not only for themselves. Who's doing stuff? My thing just disappeared.
I just pulled up a handout. Nothing else.
I did
Great.
nothing.
I've done nothing. I see the stuff.
Roll20 knows that you're trying to get rid of them and doesn't like you. They're like, we will ask you first.
It just ruined my intro! I'm so mad!
Oh!
I
I just pulled up my character sheet. That's all I did. I swear.
Very
GM rage! It is now the afternoon of the second day of their journey, and the party must continue a careful vigilance, not only for themselves, but for the Caravanners depending on them. Okay, I'm through it. Now you can mess it up.
We'll work flawlessly for the rest of the
All
night.
I did was grab my handout, and that was it.
Someone did something. I will get to the bottom of it later.
I'm telling you, Roll20 found out you're ditching them, so they're mad at you.
You're probably right. I don't care. They don't need my business. Alright, let me find the music that is appropriate. Although...
Never gonna give you up. It was on a playlist I was listening to today for some reason.
No, don't bring back memories of that song. I remember when it was released on VH1.
All I know
It
that
was like a
song
top
is...
song. I looked it up. It was like a top song for like a month.
Yes.
Until the internet ruined it.
Yeah, now it's just a GIF.
To be fair, I do like the song. It just...
Yeah, why was
I can't
it that song?
Okay.
Why did that song become this thing?
Because of the way
Because
he
the internet
dances.
does things with whatever it wants.
Because of the way he
Yeah.
dances.
Well, yeah, that's also, yes, it's the way he dances, definitely, for sure.
Okay.
What?
As I said, so we're gonna speed things along a little bit. We're after the interesting morning you had trying to discover what a cat is trying to tell you. We're skipping along now to a little bit of in the afternoon. Your journey has been thus far, again, pretty uneventful. Winter was diligent in keeping and setting off her fireworks, her flare, and as you progress through the desert, Gorm has continued to keep ahead of the party and keep track of the things in front of you. Gorm, if I could have you roll a perception check just to kind of generally see what you've noticed along the way.
Let's see. Should I be doing search? Could I use the searching focus?
Sure.
One moment, let me pull up. I want advantageous positioning and the one that lets me, that gives me like a head start if any trouble starts. All the ones that help me out if trouble starts. I have 5. As soon as I find, I know I downloaded the list of those, so I can just bring that up. That'll make it much easier.
Okay, I admit I was not readily prepared. I forgot to put the GM screen up. But now I'm prepared.
We were both equally unprepared.
I forgot. Okay.
And I have it up now.
Uh,
Yeah, advantageous positioning.
I know what it does,
The
but where's my...
upper hand. Yeah.
Okay. My GM screen doesn't tell me what the roleplay stunts are, so one moment while I look for the, Oh, there they are.
Well, that's the exploration stunts technically, but yes.
Right. The stunts let you do stuff. Right. Okay. So you wanted advantageous positioning and efficient
The
search?
upper hand.
Oh, the upper hand. Okay. So, you're about an hour ahead of everyone? That's what you said?
Yeah, that's probably about correct. Just a bit out of sight of them.
Okay.
That way, nothing is likely to see them before I can notice that and start making my way back.
So, for the majority of your journey, you have been following a road. A road's kind of a loose, not a loose, but what am I looking for? It's a generous term for what you're following. Basically, there's this sort of cavern, it's snake-like path that's been trodden down enough that you can make out that it's the road. At least it's the one that has been provided for you by your map. And you've been following it pretty well. There's been nothing really on the horizon except dunes. You've been able to, especially Harmony, from the times he goes up and takes a check around the perimeter, you've been able to mostly keep the caravan in sight at the same time as keeping the road ahead of you clear. But about now, you start to notice what looks to be some sort of cavern. It doesn't appear like it's very long, but it does sort of go directly in the path of this road. On either side of the cavern is endless dune, and that looks like it's pretty difficult to travel, especially with a caravan to cross through. As the sands here are pretty, like if you detour off the road, it's kind of like knee-deep sand, but like once you get closer to like the harder parts, it's a little more easy to trek. The road runs right into that cavern. It looks to be probably 20 or 30 feet tall, and about the whole cavern itself looks like it's probably like 100 feet wide, but the entrance to the road looks like it's probably 20 or 30 feet wide. And it's just kind of just sitting there in the middle of nowhere.
So the path that we're going to take goes in there, right?
Yes.
I carefully go in there. Actually,
it's coming up. You're like
okay.
about 500 feet away from it right now.
I'm going to start watching for tracks and evidence of tracks of any sort of creatures as I get closer to it.
Okay. Are you going to wait how long are you going to wait there and watch?
Well, I mean, like, as I'm walking, I'm going to be looking primarily for tracks. Like, as I approach it. In case any creatures frequent the cave.
Okay. I mean, there's not really tracks at all. Like, you haven't really seen any footprints or tracks the entire time you've gone there. even animal tracks. It doesn't really appear like there's a ton around right now.
Okay. Well, whenever I end up at the cave, I'm just gonna start.
It's not a
I'm gonna
cave.
look around it.
It's not a cave. No, it's a cavern with an open air sky. It's just like a snaking
Oh, it's
cavern.
a canyon or a crevice.
Mm-hmm.
Cavern is different from canyon.
A canyon. Sorry, it's yeah. Sorry, it's a canyon. It's open air. It's just like a snaking canyon down. I swear I was saying canyon in my head, but it didn't come out that way. Yeah, no, it's like, yeah, think Grand Canyon, but much smaller and in this one specific spot.
How high is it?
It's about 20 feet, 30 feet high from the ground level.
I'd like to climb the edge of it and follow along the top of it once I get to it.
Yeah, it's gonna take you a while to get to it. But you're gonna go anyway?
I mean, that's where we're going. I don't see any reason not to go that way.
Okay.
If that's what the path is marked out as.
Okay. Roll for me a stealth check.
If I fail it, I get to re-roll it.
Yeah, go ahead and re-roll it.
That's not a good sign.
No.
Well, the rest of us aren't making it through there, so you might as well spring the trap.
Uh-oh.
There's a trap ahead of us. Spring the trap.
An hour before we're there, just like you do.
Yeah, I thought we, as the party, were supposed to be the ones going ahead and springing the trap for the caravan.
Yeah, we outsourced it to Bezak.
Seems like a
Yeah.
bad idea.
Like those dolls, like where you just like keep opening and there's little tiny
Russian nesting dolls.
Russian
And
nesting
Gorm
dolls,
is
yeah.
Well, the logic with this is I'm best at stealth. I stealth. I don't get seen. I see other things
Bezak,
before
what's your
and I
defense?
go back.
You're dead. Can I have...
Let's see. My defense 13.
Okay. Okay. You get up to about, you wanted to go climb around the canyon up top?
So like when I got up to the entrance to the canyon, I wanted to start climbing.
Okay. You get up to the entrance, and you start traversing upward, kind of having to snake around and follow kind of a natural curve, and you're able to kind of climb up. And you start climbing up, and when you do, as you get up to about a halfway point, you notice what looks to be like something shining, like metallic, shining in a corner. And you look closely at it, and you realize that it's a sword, and you see a sword get drawn in front of you, and you start to react. But then, as you do, you feel something on the back of your head, and you feel another thing at the back of your head, and you just lights out. You go black.
Well, that's not great.
So,
Well,
what are the rest of you doing? You're about an hour away when this happens.
Vinda is doing her
I
bird
would
thing.
like to make note.
Yeah?
A bit of range from.
I just wanted to make note real quick that my placing down of items to let things know that I haven't, died ahead of everyone has ceased because of this.
Yeah, I mean, so how long until I fly up and might see something?
When do you fly up? That entirely depends on how
I was
often
doing it
you
like
fly
every
up.
30 minutes.
Roll a d100 for me. Because it'll depend on which half hour of the hour did you see.
And just to make it easy, Earthis is just waltzing along, staying center point, basically.
So with that roll, you fly up into the sky, and you manage to catch a glimpse of Gorm starting to climb up this strange canyon in the center of the desert. And that's what you see him, and you're like, okay, you still see him, and you come back down.
Yay!
And Vinda is kind of ranging out, not near as far as Gorm, but a bit out as a bird, just flying around, kind of back and forth, kind of a bit in front of the party, I guess.
I mean, he's an hour away. If you're not flying high, I doubt you'll be able to see him.
Don't worry, we'll find out what happened.
Murder mystery involving what happened to Gorm.
So, you guys have an hour before you reach him.
So Bramble has heard that we see that Gorm has went off ahead and went into the cavern. So he's going to send Jeffrey ahead because he figures that a giraffe leopard wouldn't be as surprising versus all of us showing up. And he could probably make it back before we get there.
Okay. So you have him go up ahead?
Yeah.
Okay. Roll a perception check for Jeffrey.
Okay.
He sees nothing. He's like, oh, those are some pretty rocks. Right over
21 perception, I saw nothing.
Oh, you saw something. That's why you saw the sword.
Apparently it didn't help me.
So he got a 10.
Okay. And he wanders up in front, and for a while he doesn't seem to notice anything. You guys walk on. As Gordon noted, as you continue to walk, you see the things he leaves behind, letting you know that
I missed something. What?
Letting you know that he's, still ahead. Everything's still kosher. And then about 40 minutes later, guys all see the canyon that Harmony you saw earlier. Again, it just seems to be lonely out in the desert. But clearly the road leads right into it, and there doesn't seem to be really a way to get around it unless you're traversing through the deep, deep sand. But you can see it now. It's now in sight and approaching.
I probably didn't lay anything down at the foot of the canyon. Probably would have doubled back after I checked up on top.
If you had the opportunity to.
Yeah, if I had the opportunity.
Horrible death. Good knowing you.
Because I went in thinking this is an ambush spot. I was right.
Well, it looks like I just need to collapse the whole thing and then just climb over the rubble. Well, Gorm's dead. Might as well bury everybody else. Time for the grenades, everyone.
No, but the bad guys were up on the edge of the canyon.
So I knocked them into the canyon. And then
You guys continue forward.
What? Okay,
Yeah,
what is that?
probably.
Where?
I mean,
How close
I
are
think
we
Harmony
now?
would assume that that Gorm had made it through since he saw him traversing it like a while ago, he'd be like, "Oh, he's past that. Like, I wouldn't be able to see him now anyway." So it's not suspicious to Harmony that he wouldn't be able to see him.
Mm-hmm.
Unfortunately,
At this point, Jeffrey or Bramble goes from the Bramble goes from the back to the front of the group.
So we've had a trail that's been laid before us, left behind by Gorm, and we've got to a spot to where there's no more trail.
No, there's still a trail.
Oh, okay. So he's still
There
left marks.
shouldn't be one right in front of the canyon yet.
He led a trail right up to the canyon.
he just didn't
there's
leave like a "oh, I'm not dead" thing.
I was thinking I was leaving them like every 10 minutes. I would. leave
Oh
a
yeah, so
marking.
there's yep, everything still looks kosher, and you're probably now about 10 minutes away from getting to like the actual entrance of the canyon. And you can see as you get closer that it's about 20 foot high. It seems to weave just like the road it does. I mean, besides being a pile of rocks, it's pretty ordinary.
Cool.
When Vinda
That's-
sees the canyon coming up, she's gonna fly back to the group and turn back into herself.
Okay.
Is there supposed to be that canyon there?
According to the map, correct? According to the map, there should be. Which would put us about right here, and area will
Nice.
point about right where it is on the map.
Interesting to note, and you would know this, your map is, and the road you're following is based on waterways. Obviously, with Curiosity in the party, it's not as big of an issue for you guys, but this canyon is one of the places marked as a particular watering spot. So, like, there's probably fresh water in the canyon.
I still have a bad feeling. Canyon in front of us.
Yeah.
Well, I saw Gorman climbing it well over a half hour ago, so if, well, I guess he didn't really have a way to signal us if he ran into trouble, but it seemed like he was fine.
Alright. Okay. Well, if you think everything is fine.
I
I would say
don't like this.
seemed fine. I would say we all still need to be on our guard, regardless. I
Yeah,
think that's a wise idea.
canyons.
Is there anything you can do with your Fate Arcana, Vinta?
I'm trying to think. Is there?
And while she's pondering, I'm going to pull out my lute and strum a little bit, see how many people I can give inspiration to.
What I'm wondering is why Gorman decided to climb it instead of going through it. Did he see something inside the canyon? Did he see something above it?
That's a total of 17, because I don't have a little
Plus your
thingy to
stunt
add
points.
2 into it. And stunt points. Oh, 4. I get to make more
Woohoo.
people.
Nice, Kyra. Nice.
Hey, I used the Finding Nemo thing first in the Twitch chat. He's stealing my glory.
I only see what's in the Discord chat, so.
Yeah, 4 points. I'm going to sway the crowd. Everybody gets advantage. You get advantage. You get advantage. Gorm does not get advantage.
You know what? I'm going to go up to where I saw Gorm, and then maybe if I get up high enough, I'll see if I can find him on the other side of the canyon. Because if I can't see him on the other side, then maybe something happened. But
Okay.
yeah, I agree. This is like a tricky spot, so I'll be thorough here.
Very. Were you using one of your songs?
No, I was using general inspiration.
Okay.
Not one of the songs.
Harmony, what is it you were doing?
He's going to fly up and see if he can spot Gorm on the other side, like if he made it all the way through. And if he doesn't see him, he's going to go to where he saw Gorm climbing up before.
go ahead and roll perception.
Yeah, Vinda's gonna turn back into a bird and fly that way too.
I would if my character sheet would load. Come on, character sheet, you can do it. I think Roll20 doesn't like either of us. It heard me say that we don't like it. Oh, there it goes.
At this point, how far would Jeffrey be?
Is Jeffrey ahead?
Yeah, he went ahead.
He'd be in the canyon. Now,
Okay.
The very entrance.
Okay, so he would. Okay, he would probably, I would assume, because he doesn't like to be cornered, he would go to do a stealth move. I think he got a 13.
Okay.
We're gonna be picked off one by one, aren't we?
Oh, totally gonna
Yeah.
be safe. Uh-huh. Yeah.
This was a terrible idea.
So with my 6 stunt points, I'm gonna do That Makes Me Wonder, and after I'm done looking for Gorm, I'm also gonna look in the canyon-y thing to see if I see anything. So I'm gonna do That Makes Me Wonder and the Object of View Over Attention. So I get a +1.
Okay.
Sad. Why I roll so badly? Yeah.
You fly up above the canyon, and weirdly enough, you don't see Gorm. And you don't see usual tracks and things he leaves behind on the other side of the canyon, leading you to believe that maybe he's not traversed all the way through, maybe? Or whatever else you might be going through your head. Taking a second look with that suspicion in mind, you do notice something that looks almost metallic and shiny inside the cavern. The canyon. Sorry, that word's going to be stuck in my head all day. The canyon. You see something kind of reflecting off of the sun in the center of the canyon.
Cool. I will fly back down to everybody else. Well, I didn't see Gorm on the other side. There's something like metallic, shiny in the center of this canyon thing, but I didn't see anything on the other side. So he's either still in it and just taking a while to get through it, or something may have happened, or he might be checking something out longer, but there's no way to know for sure.
Sorry,
He
wrong
tracks
one.
in the area where you saw him before.
Well, he was climbing on rock up yonder, so there's not going to be any tracks up there.
As Jeffrey was further up, he's going to do perception once more.
Okay. Jeffrey doesn't see anything out of the ordinary, but he does take 1 point of damage as he steps on something that kind of hurts his hooves.
At this point, Jeffrey would start kind of running back.
Okay, so you all see as Jeffrey starts trotting back, but he seems to be half limping as he kind of his front hoof is sort of catching, and he's like not wanting to put any weight on it. He comes up close to you guys, and he comes up to you, Bramble, and he kind of gives you a little bit of a sad face as he stands, but you can tell like he keeps lifting his front hoof, not wanting to put it down on the sand.
At this point, I would do an investigation of his hoof to see.
Okay. Yeah.
Oh, wrong
You don't
person.
need.
So
You're
okay,
fine.
go
You
ahead.
don't need to roll
Okay,
anything.
good.
He lets you pick up his hoof and you examine it, and there seems to be something metallic and spiky jammed into his hoof.
For a point of reference, how much damage did he take?
He took 1.
Okay, 1.
It's not quite enough to like puncture his hoof and cause him to bleed or anything, but it definitely seems to cause him to be uncomfortable to put his foot down.
So at this point, I would try to take it out.
Okay, roll a strength check. Okay. With some effort and use of tools and maybe a little bit of help, you eventually get it to pop out. And, you can examine it if you want. It almost kind of looks like Jack's a little bit, but it's metallic and spiky all the way around.
Does anybody happen to know what kind of metal this might be? Would anybody like to investigate it? I'm afraid it might be something I'm not aware of.
Sure, let me see it. And I will examine it and whatever else I need to do. Cultural lore, maybe? Would I?
With your background, Barry, it's a caltrop. You know what that is. You've used them.
Okay. Yes, Bramble, I have a fair idea as to what this is. This is what is referred to as a caltrop. It is a implement of danger, so to say, to prevent people from walking into a particular area or prevent their escape.
I see. Thank you, my friend. And then at this point, I'd pat Jeff around the head and say, "Thank you, my friend."
He
Is
seems
Jeffrey
satisfied.
okay?
He seems satisfied with that, but you can tell he's still still a little sore as he tries to gently place it on the sand.
Is there any poison on the caltrop?
That you can make an investigation check for.
Oh, that would be perception, wouldn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Awesome bonus, awesome bonus. Okie dokie.
Got a high roll saves the bad bonus.
Doesn't appear to be poisoned, just nasty. You would not want to step on that with barefoot.
Yeah, that's what I was figuring.
Eee.
This is something
Is this
Gorm would have avoided, if at all possible, and probably would have marked and said, "This is dangerous. Something's up."
Yeah, what's going on with Vinda by now?
I don't know what's going on with Vinda.
She was heading that way as a bird.
You were heading into the canyon?
Or that direction, at least.
Roll perception.
Would that be searching or...
If you have...
Searching. Or seeing.
At this point, I'll listen to you what Erie said. So I would say, at this point, my friend, I agree. I don't think Gorm actually made it this far, because I think he would have marked it.
Well,
I think
he went. I saw him climbing above the canyon. So if he did that, maybe he either saw these and didn't want to walk through,
that could be true.
or maybe he just never encountered them. So he could be all the way through.
He could be.
But I don't think he would have ignored the center of the canyon in his investigation to make sure everything was safe. So the fact that it's not marked as a potential hazard makes me think something has happened to him. We should probably not delay too much, but we also shouldn't rush in blindly.
Oh, for sure. Can you have you seen him in your flights up above?
I didn't see him at all on the other side or in the canyon. I just saw something metallic and shiny in the center. It was larger, but I could fly back up to where I saw him climbing last and see if I can find him. But of course, if something happens to me, then the only one who would be able to reach, well, Vinda and Curiosity would be the only ones who could reach me fast enough to probably do anything.
True. It's either that or we all climb up there together.
And that wouldn't solve the problem of the caravan can't climb up this because they have wagons. So we need to find a way to clear the canyon.
Very true. Either that or they go around the canyon, which probably would not be advisable. Especially since there's a source of water inside the canyon. It's maybe an ambush spot.
I think that's a given
Yes.
in the that device. Although whether or not someone is actively here, I mean, Gorm could have just slipped somewhere too. We have no idea.
True. Well, it would be up to you. I would advise a scout ahead, see what's, or at least a scout from above to see what's ahead, and then all of us go forward, at least together, in a show of strength, so to say. See if we can't sweep as many of these caltrops out of the way, because they will be a danger for the caravan later.
Should we have somebody stay back a little bit to be able to light a flare if there's an issue, in case we can't get back quickly enough to light a flare?
To this, Winters actually speaks up and says, "Actually, I was just thinking that. I think that might be a good idea. I'm safe with my fire golem. I can hang back here, and then if something happens, I don't know. I'll do something that makes the caravan know that it's not safe."
Winter, you are wise.
Oh,
And
okay. Thanks.
I think we should have Vinda stay in her bird form and fly above us. She could scout ahead a little bit and wouldn't attract attention, and she could call out if she sees adversaries as we try to clear this place and look for Gorm.
Speaking of Vinda,
I don't want to know. She's caught in the trap and we can't use her, and my plan is ruined.
Advantageous positioning and the object of your attention.
okay. So yeah, you fly into the canyon, and you search, and you're searching through, carefully flying as a bird, and you notice little metallic shinies on the ground. Little things reflecting off of the sun. And then out of the corner of your eye, you see something shift in a bush inside the canyon on like a upper level, but still inside the canyon. You see something shift just ever so slightly, and mainly you notice lots of little shiny things on the ground.
I kind of, in a sort of erratic bird manner, fly a bit closer.
To what?
The things on the ground, shiny stuff.
You want to fly up to him?
I'll fly around them a little curiously first, then maybe cautiously hop up to them.
Okay,
kind of
they're on.
peck at them, maybe like a curious bird.
They're in the ground, so you'd have to fly like onto the ground. And so as you do, you land next to them, and you just sort of, do a little bird jump. and you peck at it quickly with your thrush head. It looks like a little... To you, it looks like little metal needles, all pointed out in a different way. At least the one you've come up to that's reflecting light, and it's clean enough that it's reflecting the sunasta off of it. But mostly it's covered in dirt, and also seems to be like not just dirt, but there seems to be a layer of something else that kind of makes it look like sand.
What do you mean by that layer of something else?
Like a layer of grime or paint or paste. It just sort of, it seems to just cover in addition to being kind of sunk into the dirt. But there is a piece of it that's metal and clear enough that it seems to be reflecting rays of Sinestro light.
I don't understand your reference there, Kyler.
In the movie, in the third movie, little songbird goes and flies in the whopping middle, and all of a sudden you see you're like a chirp and a poof of feathers.
In what movie?
In Harry Potter, Prisoner of Azkaban.
That would be why I don't know what you talked about. Okay. But yeah, let's hope that doesn't happen.
Yes, I also hope that doesn't happen, because that'd be sad.
Would I know anything about this grime on it?
Not without, examining it. It's kind of hard to do that as a bird. You could lick it.
Oh, no.
I mean, you are a thrush. You could knock at it a couple times. The thrush knocks at dawn.
I'll peck at it a little bit. Maybe try shifting it around.
It's metal. It moves.
So it's not embedded in the sand or anything. It's just this little thing that I probably don't in character know is a caltrop.
I mean,
well,
Linda, it looks cool. It's a little metal spiky thing. And it's just in the desert. So cool. And it's shiny. It reflects sun.
I'm gonna try and pick one up and fly off with it.
Okay.
We will rain them on our enemies.
I need to know if she scratches her tongue. So roll a dexterity.
No.
They're only pokey on the very tip, though, right? So the rest of it's fine.
But her mouth is tiny. It's like if you stuck your mouth around a dagger. It's tiny, but I mean, it can still do damage. You do that wrong.
She can grab one of the straight sections.
I would have thought she'd grab it with her
Right?
feet.
Yeah.
Or claws or whatever they're called.
That's what I meant.
Oh, you want to grab with your... Well, you're still going to need to roll dexterity because you could scratch yourself. You are the size of the caltrop. That's what I'm getting at. Maybe a little bit bigger. I mean, it would be like if you were trying to carry, I don't know, metal...
I don't know, how big are caltrops? I'm confused.
So it looks like a jack, and you're a thrush. It's like the difference between that. And you're trying to pick it up with your feet.
With my beak.
Or your beak. Either one, it's dangerous.
Dangerous and needs
Here's
strength
you.
for that.
Here's the caltrop. You're trying to pick it up. With your feet or your beak.
Terrible idea.
It was. But you're doing it.
Oh boy.
Okay.
Could have been better, could have been worse.
Yeah, you try to pick it up, and it pokes you a little, and so you become a little more cautious with it. Then you settle in again, and you gently pick it up off the ground, and you begin flying with it towards the group. Those of you who are paying attention, when you start seeing your thrush friend returning, you see something metallic and shiny in her mouth as she's coming towards you all. Just as Erytheus is examining for poison the other one.
Ari will
This
look
was
over.
a terrible idea.
What a
But
curious
this is
find you've
Vinda.
discovered. Thank you for bringing this, Vinda. It's one of these. It's called a caltrop. It's not good to step on, shall we say. Matter of fact, they're put down on the ground to encourage people to stay away from a particular area, usually with pain and a little bit of blood.
And
So
these
I'll
were in the
turn-
same area, right?
I'll
Where Jeffrey
turn
was.
back into myself, and there were a bunch of those in the path in the canyon.
Then I could firmly say
And
ambush
I
is ahead.
Thought, and I thought I might have seen something moving in a bush, and yeah, something not right here.
The real question is, will the attack come from behind as we try to work through it, or will it come from above?
Well, don't you think our number one priority should be finding Gorm?
Can't find Gomer for
Why are we
dead.
all just standing here? Let's go look to see where you saw him last and look for clues.
What do you think you were doing?
Looking at shiny metal things.
Well, that was what I saw. I didn't see Gorm.
I think we should potentially. Well, the caravan's 12 hours behind us, right? So if we don't start trying to clear this canyon, they're going to catch up to us before it's safe. I'm feeling that if we try to start clearing the canyon, we're going to run into whoever tried to do this. So, I don't know. Unless anybody has a better idea, having Vinda scout everything above us as we try and work to clear. I don't know what the most efficient way to clear these things is. Ari, do you have any ideas?
What are you talking about, Harmony? Why would we just sit here and pretend like Gorm is perfectly fine and just waste hours clearing these shiny metal things out of the canyon? Why don't we go look for Gorm? He's clearly in danger.
Because there's no sign of him, and if we waste a bunch of time and end up in a different ambush, then the canyon won't get cleared. The entire caravan will be at risk instead of just Gorm.
Chances are whoever
What
set
about the
ambush,
area where you saw him climbing? There must be some signs of a struggle or something, or a fight. Maybe we can find some clues if we go and look up close.
chances are whoever set the caltrops out are the ones who have captured Gorm, if he has been captured.
Honestly, it's been at least like 45 minutes since I saw him, so he's either captured or dead by this point. So taking the time to lure out the attackers isn't going to make his survival any more or less likely. If we had caught him maybe 10 minutes ahead of us, then maybe going to look for him would serve a purpose, but he's either dead and robbed or captured somewhere. And so if we take out all the attackers by luring them out and also manage to clear the caravan, rescuing Gorm will be a lot easier.
I have an idea, my friends. I know I have. I'm not sure. I forget who else has bought them, but why won't you use our vial of grenades? Maybe that would be useful. Everybody else can stand back, and whoever has them can throw them.
What is that going to do to the caltrops?
Well, they're grenades, so they'll go boom and explode whatever's in the way.
I have a better idea. I can summon a giant wave of water and send it down the canyon and wash all the caltrops away, and then we can go look for Gorm.
What if he is near there? Would he be washed out too? Although, if he is taken, he's probably not near the entrance, I would assume.
Yeah, I think that water might be the best way. We just check to see if we caught them all. on our way, but that probably would be the most efficient. Otherwise, we're going to spend time moving them all individually, which would take a long time.
How would you go look on the cliffside for any signs of a struggle while I concentrate and summon my arcanic skills?
Fine. Everybody else, Vinda, can you come with me in case there's actually trouble? So you can, at the very least, tell everybody else I'm in trouble if there gets to be trouble. Does that make you happy, Curious?
Yes, thank you.
Okay, everybody else, please keep him safe. I don't need to go rescue him because he insisted I was gone for some reason.
Alright. I shall try my best.
For the record, Harmony does not like this plan.
Winter speaks
I'm
up
very
and says,
confused.
I'll just stay here. I can keep a good view of what's going on from back here, and like I said, if I see any trouble, I'll let everyone know.
That will be fine, Winter. Thank you for doing this. It's good to have somebody in the back, just making sure that things are not going boom on us.
I mean, yeah. To be honest, close spaces haven't been great for me, so it's kind of a relief to me as well than not to have to go in there.
Perfectly understandable.
Well, Vinda, you ready to go?
Yeah. I guess so. Good buddy.
We'll just have to be careful. If you did get ambushed, I think you should probably stay in a position not supremely obvious that you're with me, but also close enough to help me. So that if they come out looking for me, you can surprise them from behind if they try to surprise me from behind.
Do take care, you two.
Oh, we'll try. Good luck, everybody. Splitting the party more, yay! Woohoo! Thanks.
Successfully split into 3 parts.
Okay, well. This
Actually,
calls for a
technically,
change of
I think it's
scenery.
4. I think technically this is 4 parts.
Well, curiosity, what's the range in your spells?
Okay, and before I turn into a bird, I am going to get the magic thing up, I think.
Okay. Now, just some preface
Hands of fate.
before this. Technically the canyon is a mile long. I don't have a map that's a mile long. So just use your imaginations that it goes further than it really does.
You don't want to put like a 2,000 square map?
No, I'm not you, Kylar.
Oh, it'd be like a 1,000. I don't do 1,000 square maps. I do like 100 by 100, not 1,000 by 1,000. Like it's off by a factor of 10. No,
Your arena is huge.
It's a great map, and there's so much carnage. It's wonderful.
You did a great job. No, I didn't have the time for that. Also, I know it looks like it's shorter than it is. Trust me, it's 20 feet high. On either side. Just trust me.
Okay, no problem.
Okay. So go ahead. So, Harmony, what's the range on your spells?
I mean, curiosity.
Curiosity? Whoever does water magic?
So I can summon a 5 foot by 30 foot long wave and extend it 30 feet forward, and then it says it continues to spread for a number of rounds equal to my willpower, which would be 5 rounds.
Okay.
So I was
That's
thinking
a
I
very
could
long distance. That's
start wherever the caltrops are and just make the wave there, and then just push it further down the canyon, and then, I mean, you can just, I guess, use GM judgment to see how many waves I need to summon to wash them away.
Okay. So you probably need to be, like, here, then. The rest of you want to maneuver? Because, like, I don't know, can you see the caltrops?
Yes.
Okay.
That's
so
a
yeah,
lot.
Yeah. And
That's more than I thought.
Yeah, you guys can kind of now see them.
Yeah, so where would me and Vinda be if we're...
What are you trying to do?
Me and Vinda are going up to where I saw Gorm last, climbing up and trying to see if we can track him down to make Curiosity happy while he casts his water magic.
You guys would be about here. So you'd have to be up. You'd have to travel through kind of difficult terrain, so it'll take you a little bit longer to get up there than the rest of them. Well, unless you fly.
I was definitely gonna fly. Yeah, I was not gonna walk.
Like, I forget you have wings, so you could just fly.
Definitely. No, I'm gonna walk just so that I can tell curiosity. Well, it took forever. Didn't find him. Oh well. Yeah.
It's fine.
Leave Bazak's character behind. It's fine.
Okay, the rest of you, why don't you move your characters to where you're going to be? Where you're maneuvering.
That doesn't sound good.
What, my music? My music's great. It's from Darkest Dungeon.
No.
Oh, that one? No, that one's World of Warcraft.
Move your characters where you're going to be.
When combat starts and you all roll initiative.
Yes. That's what I'm waiting
when
for.
giant boulders fall from the
where
sky.
a giant spear comes shooting out of where Eagle saw the rustling, and impales somebody, and they get stuck to the ground, and it's a bloody, horrible mess.
Okay. You guys in position? You guys, before Curiosity does his magic, you guys ready?
Yeah, I'm not being in front of Curiosity. He's going to summon a wall of water, so I want to stay behind him, or at least to his side.
Oh, Eagle, if you go all the way around, there's actually a gap where you can make it up to the side.
Ah.
I found the GM loophole, which was definitely supposed to be there. So, not a loophole.